Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to look at one of the most powerful tools in PowerPoint, yet it's very much underused, and it's called Morph. You can find it under Transitions tab on the top menu. Here it's called Morph. It's the next transition, first transition actually in the list. And as it says here, with Morph you can move things on the previous slide to the new location on the current slide. I'll try to explain what it means. I pre-created several slides to illustrate how you can use Morph. Let's look at a simple shape. Let's say you have a square. And then you create another slide. You can just Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V to copy the slide. And then you change the shape size. For example, you do it a little bigger and then you move it to the right. Then you go to Transitions and you apply Morph to this second slide. What will happen? It will create a seamless animation between this slide and that slide. And if you go to slideshow, you will be able to see this. And you are actually able to go back. Simple as that. Important thing here is that Morph creates this animated transition between slides if you use the similar asset or the same shape or the same image or the same text, for example. Then it can understand, okay, on one slide I have the same thing and on the other slide I have the same thing. So here, if you look at these two slides, one has a square, one has a circle. If we apply Morph to this second slide, there will be no animation because there is no form, no shape to transition from first slide to another. Simply because we have square here and we have a circle here. So that's very important to keep in mind. Now let's quickly look at some examples because you can do so much with this tool. Pretty much it's only limited by your imagination, and we will look at some more examples in the upcoming videos. I pre-created these slides so I can show you what you can do with Morph quite easily. So for example, you want to illustrate 3 topics on your slide. Topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. And what you want to do is you want to highlight one by one. So you want to focus on the first one, you want to present it, you want to talk about it, discuss with your audience, and then move to the second one. What you can do is you can create a copy of the slide and then color the first shape in orange, for example. And then you'll notice that I also created this little circle here, so you can also, for example, color it with the same color as your main shape. On the second slide, you do the same, but you now color the second shape, for example, in green. And then you do the same for the third one. And as you can see on all of them, the Morph effect is applied. We can reduce here on the duration. You will find the settings that controls how fast the duration of the effect will be. So normally by default it is 2 seconds, but I think it's too slow. So I normally reduce it by just 1 second. So then if we go to slide effect and we take a look on how these slides work together. So we talk about the first topic, then the second topic, and then the third one. And of course, you can beautify the slides, you can make it nicer, apply your design and your branding to each of the slides to make it nicer. But this is just a very simple way of how you can animate the transition between the slides. Here's another example of using Morph, and I actually use it quite a lot. I call it carousel. Basically, if I zoom out, you will be able to see that outside of my first slide, which has an image, or it can be anything, it can be a screenshot, it can be a table, it can be a shape or whatever you feel like. But for the sake of this presentation, I just want to show you with an image. So here you see I have an image in the center of my slide, and there's another image on hidden outside of the slide. So if I go to the slideshow, I will not be able to see that second image because it exists outside of my first slide. But then I create another slide here, and as you can see, my image from the first one, the one that was outside of the frame, now moved to the center, to my actual slide, and my previous image moved outside of the slide. And on this second slide, we see another third image appearing. So you see how this creates a little bit of an animation between the slides. I can always put something outside of the slide and then bring it in the center, so it will create this transition or carousel effect that you see, for example, on social media. And then in the third slide, I move my sunset image outside and then bring the flowers in. So as you can see, each slide represents one image, but then I always keep the previous one and the following one on the same slide, so I can create this transition. So let's see how it looks. If I scroll down and scroll down one more. And it's such an easy way to make your presentation pop, because you will create this animations that will kind of capture attention of your audience, and it's fairly easy to do. Now the final example I want to show you is this one. So for this example, I created an image that is covering the full slide. You can see it here, and the text in the middle. So just two elements. On the second slide, I zoomed in on this part of the image. As you can see here, I'm zoomed in on and not showing the full image here. And I also moved my adventure sign to the top of the slide, outside of the slide, moved it up. But you can move it anywhere, actually. But I just figured it would look nice if I moved it up. And then I added this text, and it can be like a section description, and then or a section title, and then a little description, or anything that you want to cover on the slide. And then the third example is the same, this third slide. I also cropped it a bit, so I zoomed in on this part of the image, and then I also added text here. The adventure sign at this point can actually be deleted on the third slide because it doesn't really affect the transitions in any way. So now I will go to transition, and I will apply Morph here as well. So now let's look at the whole thing. We start from the first slide, we go down, and then we go right. Very easy, very fast, and very nice looking way of showing what it is that you're trying to show in your presentations. So this was Morph. Very basic, the beginning on how to use it. Very simple effect. Again, go to transitions on top menu and use Morph. Try to experiment with it. You will find new ways on how you can create cool transitions, and we will have some more examples going forward. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your comment below what kind of interesting features or effects you want to see in the upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. Keep amplifying.